The sun is popping out across parts of central Illinois, such as here in Decatur, even points a bit more northbound like Bloomington, Champaign, even up towards Watseka. Now, there's still a few clouds along that I-72 corridor and points southbound at this point in time, but your temperatures for it feels like, well, it's a little bit of a difference. 35 right now in Lincoln, but feeling like 31. 35 here in Decatur, but feeling like 28 here in Decatur. Feeling like 29 down in the Mattoon-Charleston area. And this comes because there's a little bit of a breeze out of the west right now, about 5 to 10 miles per hour in some cases. Relatively calm if you're in Taylorville, Vandalia. But you can see a peak wind gust right now upwards about 13 to even 20 miles per hour in Champaign. Satellite radar again going to continue to show most of the clouds along that I-72 corridor and point southbound, so we get a little bit of a mix depending on if you're on the north side of Decatur or not, but otherwise sunshine up towards Bloomington. There's been the talk of some opportunity for snowflakes. That's now decreasing across parts of central Illinois. In fact, it's better northbound up towards Peoria, Kankakee, Chicagoland area, especially north side of Chicago. But you can see the opportunity for some snowflakes popping up at Kansas. That's really where the first round of precipitation comes from for us here in central Illinois. In fact, as we start to look at this, you can see rain chances pretty much right along that I-70 corridor. If you're in, if you know where that is in Missouri, again goes through about Rolla and everything. As that continues to become a bit more widespread, you're going to notice a chance for some showers here in central Illinois as early as about 7 o'clock tonight. Rain is a big story in this forecast going into tomorrow because that's really what starts to take over tonight. Widespread rain chances because temperatures are going to be around 32 to 33 degrees. And with that in mind, those rain chances will continue throughout the day, whether that's early morning or even into the afternoon, first part of the evening as well. So rain is a big story going into tomorrow, and that's the majority of what this system is nothing but rain because temperatures are going to be in the lower 40s. Absolutely no way you can get snow if temperatures are in the 40-degree range and well above the freezing point. It's really as temperatures drop tomorrow evening that we start to talk about the possibility for some isolated chances of snow pretty much north of I-72. Now, that's not to say if you aren't in the Mattoon-Charleston area, you won't see a snowflake, or even in Taylorville, Shelbyville, but your chances to see accumulation drop significantly. In fact, there's a sharp cutoff from where there's going to be 2 to 4 inches range to where it's just going to be a dusting to 1 inch. In fact, as we start to look at futurecasts, you can kind of see most of the snowflakes from the graph. That's one of the models that we have in-house. There's going to be I-72 corridor northbound before little to nothing down towards I-70. Again, I'm not ruling out the chance for a snowflake, just no accumulation is what we have down that far. So here's the latest in the snowfall accumulation map. Again, Vandalia, Effingham, even parts of Mattoon-Charleston. As the last couple storms have been, no accumulation down that way, but you can see a dusting to 1 inch ranging through Decatur, Champaign. Northern Vermilion County, here's that sharp cutoff, 1 to 2 inches there. And I think in many cases you're going to be around that 1 inch mark, maybe 1.25 inches, but it's going to be kind of the isolated situation. Then you start to get 2 to 4 inches, northern portion of McLean County, Ford, Iroquois, even up towards Chicagoland area where you start to get closer to 5 inches in some cases. So it's not an impressive system for us. This is why here at WND we don't like to hype up these storms. We tell you as it is and how we think it's going to play out. With the rainfall that's rolling through, significantly limits snow simply because 1, snow chances are decreasing in and of itself, but 2, there's going to be initial melt on contact. That's telling us as snow falls, it doesn't accumulate at first. The only other thing we have to look at is now that snow's decreasing, it's more widespread rain chance, soaking wet roads could lead to some black ice. It's not a widespread concern, but there could be some patches of black ice that we have to be concerned about going in Saturday morning, simply because you can see Friday night a low of 14 degrees. Here's our typical average going into the middle of January. It's right around 34 degrees. We start to get into Saturday, high of 20. That's where our average low is. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we're topping out in the teens with overnight lows around 0 degrees, if not in the negative. So realistically, not much of a snow event, but Arctic-like air settling in going into early next week across central Illinois is going to be a concern simply because as people head to work, you know, it's going to be one of those situations where it's bitterly, bitterly cold, so have that winter coat handy. Today, 37 degrees, mostly cloudy across the area. Tonight, 33, allows for just widespread rain chances across the area. You can see your Roto-Rooter 70 forecast keeps us dry once we get into this weekend, but that's when that very cold air settles in. Even going to Martin Luther King Jr. Day, temperatures only around 9 degrees before we start to bounce back up to the mid-20s by Wednesday.